Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Grace. It's your girl, Grace. I also go by Jonna because that's my name. So, my friends call me Grace, my family call me Jonna. But whatever you feel comfortable with, I accept them both. Thank you all so much for tuning in and make sure you watch to the end because we've got some great stuff for you tonight. I just want to let you all know that I am here to encourage you, to inspire you, to uplift you, and to empower you to break out of that darkness and lead you into God's marvelous light. Let's get straight into it because we've got a lot of great questions tonight. So, the first one is about moving on from exes. Moving on from exes. The question is, can you make a relationship work when both people are still getting over their exes? Can you make a relationship work when both people are still getting over their exes? The question has a very simple answer, and I believe yes, you can. You can make it work. I can't necessarily say should you or should you not. I have said that before, but where I am right now, I just had a sense of empathy, right? This question, I want to know before I answer this, and I should have had this pulled up. I want to know if there is anything else that we've got with this question. I should have had this pulled up before I started, but I forgot. Oh, okay, great. So that's really is very, very straightforward. And something that you are ashamed of is codependency. Okay, great. Great question. Great question. So simple, yes, you can make it work. And the sense of empathy I had at that moment was the fact that you all are both hurting, right? Both of you all are hurting. And if you in that moment can admit that you're hurting, then you all should both be able to empathize with each other's pain. You all are actually helping each other a loss, grieve a loss. And to be quite honest, that's how a lot of people form strong bonds. Like, if you ever thought about, I don't know if you've ever lost a spouse or if you ever lost a significant other to death, and there was maybe the opposite sex, they came as a friend and they were really just there to comfort you through that time, and they really helped you heal. They helped you heal. They were a shoulder to lean on, a shoulder to cry on. And sometimes people ended up marrying that person because they were the person that was there to bridge the gap from pain to victory. So, absolutely. Before I would say no, people shouldn't do that, but we're all hurting. We all need somebody, but we all need to be open and honest. So, this is the type of openness and honesty that will help bridge this pain to pleasure. So, as long as you all are both working on getting through that traumatic experience, and also working on the things that caused you to lose your last partner. What Not saying that the whole, reason that that last relationship ended was because of you, but there are things that both people can do in a relationship that they can improve on. So as long as you all are open and honest on what you did wrong in your last relationship, and then what your expectations are in this relationship right now, and that you all plan to be a support, you all plan to be a comfort to help you all move through that grief and into healing, this relationship actually can happen, but it has to be intentional. You both have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to say what hurt you. And I also believe you need to go to counseling separately as well, because we're all healing in life. Anybody say they're completely whole, that don't nothing bother them, they're lying. Okay. They're lying. And so we all need somebody to help us walk through life with us, but we've got to be honest with that person. And then that person's got to be willing, because sometimes people are not able to hold, or they don't have the capacity to be able to help you through that situation at that time that you are in a situation. Like two people, sometimes they're grieving, sometimes they're like, I don't have the capacity to hold your grief and my grief, right? So I need to be with somebody who's more or who's healed in this area, who can help me in a better way so that I can heal properly. Sometimes two people who are both broken cannot help each other heal or move on. But then again, sometimes two people who are both broken can help each other heal. So it all depends on who that person is, their personality, their trauma that they've experienced, their willingness to get through it with you, their openness, their honesty. So it really depends on that. But absolutely, um, you can work through a great relationship or make it work while getting over your ex. Yes, yes, you can. Okay, and so the next one is leaving a narcissist. How can I leave a narcissistic relationship with my kids? I think that one was very straight to the point. And did you? Yeah, you didn't have anything that you were ashamed of that you wanted to release to us. However, I definitely understand the difficulty of that question, because whenever your children are involved, you are having a difficult time uh, breaking the continual tie that they had with their father or mother or whatever the case may be. And it's just difficult, especially when they say, "Where's mommy? Where's daddy?" And they don't understand that y'all are through because of mental and emotional abuse. And so how do you leave a support group? You've got to have support. And I'm talking about real support, you all, not just posting in relationship groups. Get somebody who really cares about your future, somebody who really cares about your growth. I'm going to tell you, even me, I go to counseling, and I'm so happy to say that, because in those moments, my counselor can help me think through things, put plans together, and we just connect. And then I'm able to grow through that, and I'm able to think through those tough situations that I'm in. No, I wouldn't say that I'm in this narcissistic abusive relationship. However, somebody who you can really say, I need this person to invest in me while I'm investing in me, who can support me to get through this situation. You got to have real support, talking to somebody face to face. Okay? You can get advice from these all these different relationship groups that you want. You can message random strangers. And I say strangers because we don't really know each other on the internet, but it's not going to give you that real feel of support that you need to help you walk through these things. And you need somebody to help keep you accountable. Keep you accountable. And I'm always going to advocate for prayer, because even in my life right now, every situation that is difficult for me, I get through it through praising God, praying to God, and reading God's word. I have to motivate myself. I have to encourage myself. Okay. And I have people who I can talk to and who can help hold me accountable so that I can get through the things that I need to get through. But even if you are not, spiritual in that aspect, support people, physical people who you can see face to face, who know you by name, who you will submit yourself to their wisdom, if you trust what they're saying, people who love you and care about you can help you get out of this relationship with kids, and they have domestic violent home, because the thing is, that's still domestic violence, right? Even if it's emotional abuse, it is still abuse, and you are still able to get housing. So never let financial poverty or a lack be a reason that you stay with someone who is mentally and emotionally abusing you, because they do have many, many resources that can help you get out of that situation. So we're going to go to the next question, and this is addressing early inconsistency. The question is, how can I leave? I'm sorry, that is not the question. That's not the question. The question is, how do I address inconsistencies when first dating? And the question, in more context, it wasn't that much more context, but you did add that you were ashamed of your inability to let bad relationships go. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. So we're going to get to the first part. How do you address inconsistencies when first dating? Uh, you want to set boundaries and let the person, set boundaries when you first begin dating. And one of those boundaries is you all ask each other, what are your intentions? You know, what are your intentions? Like, what are you looking for? You don't just ask for it like that. What's your intentions? I'm intending to get married. No, you ask that person, what are you looking for? Right? What are you looking for? What are you looking for in a relationship? And sometimes people just, I'm just looking for a friend. Okay. What kind of friend are you looking for? And when someone said they're looking for a friend, red flag, it doesn't mean that that's bad. But when you're talking about men and women, and you all, let's say you met on a dating site, or you could have met at the gym or whatever, but if y'all went on a date and they're just saying they're looking for a friend, red flag. Because whatever consistency that you're looking for, they're already letting you know that they're only going to give you a consistency of a friend, and then a new friend is not going to be talking to you as much as when I say an old friend, I mean a more developed friendship, right? A person who say, I'm just looking for a friend. Friendships take time to build, for real. So you can already acknowledge, okay, that's inconsistency right there. What he's looking for, So just asking people's intentions, and then look at people's patterns. If you know, like, certain things, if say you met somebody on a dating app, or y'all went out on y'all first date, and they were texting you a lot, and then they just suddenly slowed down. How do you address it? You ask them, oh, what happened to you today? I miss you. I thought we were going to, do our normal 5 p.m. chat, or I thought we were going to do our normal 10 a.m. prayer call, whatever, whatever the case may be. I thought we were going to do our 11 p.m. Bible study. No, but you notice it, and then you don't put nothing down their throat. Like, why you ain't call me? You was calling me at 5 p.m. every day this week. What happened? No. Like, you said, what happened to you? I was looking forward to listening to you. And then if they keep you on red, you take note. You take note. And then if you want to be kind, and if you want to try to continue, if it was me, I would probably still wait until they responded to me. I wouldn't just keep on, especially in the beginning, I wouldn't keep on reaching out to them after I had already reached out to them once and they didn't respond. But the next time they reach out to me, I would say, and if they just act like nothing happened, I'll just like, what happened to you? And I would see how they responded to my question. If they felt offended, if they were like, dang, why you trying to checking on me? Because that's not how you talk to people, right? And so, you kindly and jovially, I think that's a word, Ask them questions. You know the answer you're trying to get, but you're not trying to seem pushy. And so you need to look out for their response. Are they understanding? Are they really giving you explanations? Are they coming up with excuses? Are they considerate? You know? And so it's pretty easy to address it. But let us address what you feel ashamed about. And I understand that, your inability to let bad relationships go. You feel like you don't have the power to let bad relationships go. And sometimes I would have called you by your name, but I don't know your name. Sometimes we need our hands to be held. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes we need our hands to be held when it's difficult for us to do something. Because if you think you are unable, then you are unable, right? If you think it, then you are it, right? So, like I was saying, you have to have somebody to hold your hand through certain situations, right? Some things might be easy for me, but they are difficult for someone else. Like if you there's a person who I did a lot of therapy with. I'm gonna show you her at the end of this. She in our session, she mentioned her strength is if somebody acting funny or if somebody acting like they have no interest, it actually turns her off and she's like, all right, bye. So, certain people are strong when it comes to letting things go. They're just not going to put up with it. And so, what you can do is ask for somebody to hold your hand, ask for somebody to hold you accountable. But the thing is, you got to be serious about allowing somebody to hold you up where you are weak. Because I've been in this situation before with past friends, and it had become difficult for me to be in that friendship because that person had me up and down, fluctuating with their indecisiveness. So when it comes to involving somebody else in your help with helping you get rid of toxic relationships, you've got to be willing to submit to that person's wisdom, to submit to that person's strength so you can really let go and receive the help because you have help, right? But every day, just say, I receive the help. Whatever help God has given me today, I receive that help. Amen. So let's go to the next one. And we're talking about self-reflection. The question is, why do I always seem to drive people away instead of wanting to stay with me? I get that. So you're suffering from rejection, you know. You're suffering from rejection. Why do you always seem to drive people away instead of wanting to stay with me? Will stay with you. So what happens with that is sometimes somebody honestly wants to be your friend. They honestly want to be your friend. And you can think like if y'all are talking a lot one day and then you reach out to them the next day and they're not really talking to you. And let's just say they got in a car accident. Or or let's just say that their other friend got in a car accident, or their mother or their sister or their brother got in a car accident. And so they're really not talking to anybody. They're down. They're trying to focus on their family. And then you're texting them, like, did I do something to you? And they're like, no. And I've went through this before years ago. It wasn't in this situation. I'm just giving you this type of example. Did I do something to you? And they're like, no, you good. Did I do? And then, but even you've reached out again and they are just really feeling the pressure of life, and you keep asking them, did I do something? I mean, but depending on the growth of the depth of your relationship, they may not feel comfortable talking to you about whatever they went through or whatever they're going through, so they just say, I'm fine, I can talk to you at another time. But you might be projecting, right? You might be thinking that, oh, they don't like me, when it has nothing to do with you. They're not talking to you because something else is going on. And because you're making it all about you at that moment, that can turn people off. And that person can say, okay, I've already told you that this has nothing to do with you. Like, I just need a moment. But you keep on pressing me, and I don't really like that. So I'm going to just, because I don't know whatever stage in the relationship that you're talking about, but right here you said, why do you always seem to drive people away? And most times it seems like, well, in this, it seems like you're getting a lot of different new people, and it's really hard. Like, you might get a friend maybe 1 week, and you only keeping that friend for 1 month. Next thing you know, they're gone. And the thing is, when it comes to people like that, because to me, I think maybe a couple of people have driven me away, and it wasn't the fact that I didn't wanna be their friend anymore, it was because they were too pushy, like, too much, like, trying to talk to me way too much, wanting me to think like them. I've been in that situation. This one lady, she was like, "You wanna be a real friend? What kind of friends you wanna be?" And I'm like, "Uh" because I'm not answering your every call. Like, you're calling me too much. Like, get calm down. And then when you ask me that, I'm like, I just I was like, I don't want to be a friend. I didn't even say that. But it was just too pushy. And it was like, if I don't, like, you want me to think how you think. I don't know how your conversation goes. But another situation, I love her. Like, even if she look at this now, I've already spoken to her about this. But one time she was being so negative about a certain situation that she was going through. And I understand her pain, right? But it seemed like every time we talked on the phone, it was always about this negative situation. And I began to feel that energy. And I was like, dang, this is some heavy energy. I can't carry this. So if we got to talk about this every time we're on the phone, I don't want this negative energy. I love talking to her on the phone, but I just can't hold that right now. Like, I cannot hold it. And even another relationship, a friendship that I drifted from once uh, about a year ago. I still love this person. But I felt led to leave that relationship. I didn't want to, but I knew that it was not progressing and blooming into the relationship that God wanted for me. And I knew it was preventing me from moving forward in my destiny. So a lot of things, we were on the on different levels, and sometimes people may realize they're on a different level than you are, and that's not any type of I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but we're all on different levels trying to go different places, and sometimes it's just not a mind connection there. But I would tell you to enjoy yourself, learn to enjoy being with you. Learn to, when people see that confidence that you love you. And with me, I look at myself in the mirror when not being conceited or cocky or anything, because I don't went through those stages in life and I'm not like that anymore. But I would look at myself in the mirror and not just not at my beauty or anything, but just at my personality where I am right now. And I be like, I don't get how people could not like me. Like, I don't get it. I really enjoy myself. And so that type of confidence, I'm fearfully and I'm wonderfully made. And God made me so unique. And I'm loving that uniqueness about me. Once before, I didn't like me long ago. Okay. But I really enjoy myself now. And I think that when people see that you're authentically enjoying you, that will attract them to you. So I hope that helped. The next thing we're talking about is handling betrayal. And the question is, I've been through deceit, abuse, and disrespect for the past 7 years. And now I've discovered messages between my partner and someone else. How should I address this? You know, hopefully we have a little bit more context with this. Let's see. Um, you know what? Let me back up real quick. Never mind, we're not gonna back up. But You said, I have been through a hard journey past 7 years with deceit, abuse, disrespect, belittle, and I have witnessed messages by both parties referring to each other as gorgeous and honey, and potentially now have agreed to meet. Unsure of how to address this. Um, and so one thing that you are ashamed of is that you're not attractive to your partner. Hence, you have friended other women and referring to them as gorgeous and honey. So, when you say you've been through a hard journey, um, past 7 years with deceit, abuse, disrespect, belittle, and have witnessed messages by both parties. What do you mean by both parties? Both parties. Are you talking about two different relationships within 7 years, and both of those people are referring to different women as gorgeous and honey? And let's just say you're talking about one person and you want to know how to address this. You leave. You leave. Their partners, you whatever partner, marriage partner, whatever the case may be, you leave. Um, you leave. There's no point in you trying to address anything except with yourself as to why you have continued to accept deceit, abuse, and disrespect for the past 7 years. In situations like this, address yourself. The person doesn't care because it's continued to be accepted by you. So begin to address you. Address you so you can figure out, why have I been letting this go on for so long? And what can I do to change this behavior that's stealing my joy, that's stealing my peace, that's making me anxious, that's making me afraid? Why am I accepting so little in life? Why am I accepting this? Do I believe that there is better? Has accepting this for so long made me not even believe that there's better for me? Right? Because if you accept betrayal for so long, you'll probably think that everyone will betray you because you've never gotten out of that situation. So, something that you wanted to add, okay. Okay, so you already said what you wanted to add is that you're not attractive. Look, I mean, if your partner doesn't think that you're attractive, then why is he still with you? Like, if he's not attracted to your body, he's not attracted to your personality, why is he still with you? Why is he still with you if he's not attracted to you? Right? And just because he's not attracted to you, so you think, that doesn't mean nobody else is. So, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And sometimes, like, we got to understand, even when we're down and even when certain people are not uplifting us, just because you, which is one of the, what, 7, 8 billion people in the world, just because you don't think I'm attractive, that doesn't mean 7 billion other people don't. That's just you. So we got to learn to throw certain things in the trash. If you don't align up, if what you say don't line up with what I know to be true, I'm gonna throw that in the trash. And it's only so long that I'm gonna let you say that to me before I'm out of here. Okay, and so the next thing is talking about opening up. And the question is, how do I become more open in relationships? Oh, this was a very vague question. Um, and it really wasn't much more to come with this except you are ashamed of your body and your way of love giving it for free. You said my body, my way of love giving it for free. You're ashamed of your body. I'm not sure what your body looks like, but you become more open in relationships by choosing somebody you can be open and vulnerable with. The bottom line is we end up closing ourselves up because we once were open and someone took our openness for granted. They stepped on us and made us feel ashamed about being vulnerable with them. So you need to choose somebody who you can trust, someone who's mature, someone who can handle your story, someone who can handle your life. Even when it came to me, like um even when I began to get counseling for myself, I prayed to God and I said, Lord, I don't trust everybody. To me, I know everybody cannot handle my story. Everybody cannot handle what I'm going through. And so I had to pray for someone who is mature enough to handle the things that I am going through, and especially from a non-judgmental way, right? So you have to pray for wisdom, for God to guide you to a respectful man who might be who is mature enough to handle whatever it is about your life that you feel um you know, you may not have been able to trust with other people. So you need to be with someone you can trust. You need to be with someone who's mature, and then someone who makes you feel comfortable. Because if they don't make you feel comfortable, you're not going to open up. If they don't make you feel comfortable, you're going to remain closed, just like anybody else. When it's a relaxed environment, not a lot of pressure, people tend to open up more, you know? And the thing that you said about what you feel ashamed about, as far as, let me see where it is. Um, your body, like, yeah, like I said before, I don't know what your body looks like, but if you need to exercise, I have given tips on just changing one thing per week to start off with. As far as your diet, exercise, join different groups about people who are exercising or actually losing weight. There are also weight loss supplements. And if it's the shape of your body, something just the way God made you just gotta start saying, I accept myself. I accept myself. If it's because you have, love handles you don't like, just say, I accept myself. And then some people, they don't accept that and they go get surgery. I can't tell you what you need to do, but there are ways to overcome um, not liking your body. And I can empathize with you because when I was pregnant, I was getting real, real, real big. And even after, I went through delivery, I was ready to go get surgery to get rid of all of this. But then I saw some horror stories. So I said, I'll just wait. And I'm okay with my little stomach. I really am. Or you can just, look at different body positivity videos of women who have different shapes and who are loving themselves and embracing themselves, even though they don't have a BBL. So, we can definitely overcome that together. I'm here with you on that one. But you also are ashamed of your way of love, giving it for free. Now, when it comes to that, what do you mean giving your love for free? I would love to know what you mean with that, because my definition of love and your definition of love are probably, or could be, two different things. Um, but I definitely understand if you're talking about continuing to be kind to people who are treating you like trash instead of valuing yourself enough to leave the situation. I definitely understand that. So y'all, let's move to the next one. The next one, let me see. The next one is about trust issues, and you want to know, how do you know when to trust a man? After you've had plenty, I don't want to say a few, plenty conversations, if you've detected honesty throughout his conversations, you know that you can trust him. After you ask plenty of questions, after you have seen consistencies, and not a lot of inconsistencies in the things that he has said. If he has said he was not going to work tomorrow, if he was just going to take half of a day so that you all can spend time together, but every time that, that time for y'all to spend together comes, he comes up with an excuse, you can know that you can't really trust what he's saying when he's making plans with you all, but you can unfortunately trust that he might break your plans, right? Um, and so you really just have to pay attention to any inconsistencies that you might see, right? And so this isn't really it's not a long drawn out response, but you've got to take a lot of time. Uh, I've married people and I've seen people getting married very quickly, and then when I first started, I'm like, wow, it's very easy to get married. But it's the staying married that takes a lot of time, patience, and trust. So you got to make sure you are trusting the person that you end up being married to. And I've seen people get married very fast. I mean, you know, and I don't encourage it. I don't encourage getting married fast because you don't really know that person. There are things that you may have overlooked, and you need at least 1 year, to be honest, to know if this person is really consistent in who they have shown themselves to be. And then maybe you'll be able to know if you really trust them down the line. But ask questions, keep a journal, keep a log of their answers, and ask them over a period of time. Not every time you meet, but you can ask them the same question maybe 2 months from the first time you asked them, and or you can just do it like 1 month. I can't tell you the what do you call it? I can't tell you how often you ought to do it, but just have a list of questions, record his answers, and then see if he's consistent every time you bring that question back up that is very serious to you, and then match his answers. Whatever he said in January, does it match February? Does it match March? Does it match April? Does it match May? And see if his answers fluctuate. And that's one way that you can know if you can trust him. Um, I'm sorry, you guys, I ran out of time, but I did want to tell y'all a little bit about live therapy. So we have implemented something new in the group. Y'all, we've been very engaged in the group. I want y'all to watch this because with me, I'm a person who likes to talk and visualize. I like to hear and I like to see. And a lot of times behind text message, y'all can't really get a feel for who I am. And I do these videos so y'all can know me behind or in front of the text, the things that I type out on Facebook or Instagram or wherever we are interacting at. And I want you to get a chance to hear my heart, hear how I respond to different things, and just hear how I flow and see if we really connect. And that is why I want you all to sign up for live therapy. Sign up for live therapy. If you don't want to do live therapy out in the open, you can definitely sign up for my one-on-one coaching sessions. Those are different. Live therapy is free. So let me give y'all just a little, um, just a little snippet of live therapy with your girl Grace that airs once every other Monday at 8:40. I'm sorry, y'all. 8:45. It airs once every other Monday at 8:45 p.m. with the guest from Relationship Advice for Women. We've implemented a lot of new things. I'm going to share that with you all a little bit later. But let me bring up a little snippet of our live therapy so you can know if this is something that you would like to participate in. And that's why I was asking about what type of future are you seeing, because if you're not necessarily seeing marriage, then technically going down the line, his family can be.
Right.
Right. And so
Mm.
he want marriage.
Yes.
He does. So, y'all, I've worked and it worked. Okay. People have gotten delivered, confirmation, join. It's a lot of y'all who have registered. Schedule with me so we can make this thing happen. Once again, I thank you all so much for submitting your questions. Please, please, please be sure to submit your questions by every Wednesday night because we're on a roll with this thing. Until next time, bye.